Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go podcast. It is bright and early. Daylight savings time just happened. So, I don't know. It's early. I feel great. Taking my pup out for a walk. If it's your first time being here, the channel is just about sports talk, what's going on, college football, pro football, some basketball in there as well. So, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to like and subscribe. Want to talk about the Crimson Tide. They go down on the road, which all of their struggles have been in the last couple of years. Has been on the road. Lose to LSU 32-31. And first thing I want to do is talk about Bryce Young, because I jumped on Twitter and just saw a lot of people blaming him for the loss yesterday. And while I do understand, and obviously I'm aware, he threw a pretty bad pick in the first drive of the game. The kind of basically everything that I have talked about in the last few weeks on the channel about Alabama came to fruition. It was the Bryce and Jahmyr Gibbs show. No other receivers stepped up. You had guys just consistently dropping passes, not getting open, not creating separation. It's just bad. Issues with guys getting their head around on a glance and a sight adjustment. Like it's wild. It's frustrating. But I can vividly remember Jermaine Burton missing, or Bryce Young missing Jermaine Burton, because basically Burton didn't get his head around quick enough. It was like a quick slant route, and Burton didn't get his head around, and the ball almost got picked off. Like, those are the things that are plaguing Alabama this year. I do want to give credit to LSU. They just continue to play, and number 40, I can't remember his name now, but I think they said he's a true freshman, but it was his job to mainly spy Bryce Young for majority of that game, and he did a terrific job. He's a really athletic kid, and he had a lot of pressure on Bryce. I saw another tweet that this O-line is fantastic. I'm like, they have their moments where they do a really good job, but Bryce Young was basically pressured on, I think it was more than 50% of his dropbacks. So how does that work when it comes to how awesome our offensive line is, right? It basically was a game that all of the things that have plagued Alabama in the last basically 2 years continued to do so yesterday. Like I said, penalties, you had receivers not getting open. When they were open, protection wasn't great. When the protection was there, then the receivers didn't get open. And basically the Jahmyr Gibbs show, and also, it was, there's plenty of blame to go around. And also too, our coordinators. I think for Bill O'Brien, it seems to be pulling teeth. A lot of people had mentioned also too that Bryce is checking out of every play at the line, so on and so forth. Well, a lot of that is protection changes. Like, hey, we have a full slide protection on. Looks like they might be bringing pressure from somewhere else, but we thought, let me switch it up, half slide, or whatever the case may be. So I'm not overly worried about that aspect as far as Bryce, making edits and stuff to the protection, but we can't seem to scheme guys open no matter what. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, basically, the only real big plays we ever get is a running back on an angle route. That's our big play, because no one can get deep. I still don't know where Harrell is. He was nowhere to be seen last night. Jermaine Burton, if that guy was a first-round receiver after the Georgia National Championship, he might be undrafted now. I mean, he is just lost out there. So it was rough. And then also, the defensive side, and really my main concern is there was a big third down that, LSU was driving, needed to have it, and Alabama had a chance to get a stop, and it was maybe third and 8, third and 10, something in that range. And my initial thought was, well, we've got to have a spy on Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's more effective running than he is throwing. And we bring 5-man pressure. Nobody's spying the quarterback. He jumps out the window and he is gone. He didn't score, but got a first down, and they end up scoring on that drive. And just like, oh man, just last night left a lot to be desired. I don't know what's next. I feel pretty confident Bryce Young is going to the NFL, as he should. If you are in play for the number 1 drafted quarterback and also the number 1 pick, you should definitely go to the NFL. I don't care what we have coming back next year. Get on out of here, because football has a 100% injury rate. So you are going to get hurt. I mean, he's a little banged up now with the shoulder. So Bryce should go to the NFL, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Saban's not a snap judgment type of coach where he just, makes a decision based on 1 or 2 factors or 1 or 2 games. But I'd imagine some things are going to change. So we'll see. For Alabama, they are continuously recruiting at a high level. So, we've got talent coming in, but we've got to put these guys in positions to win. And when that does happen, those guys have to win. So we shall see. I think got Ole Miss next week, which that's not going to be anything. That's not going to be a cakewalk either. I don't know if that game is on the road or home or not, but if it's on the road, expect another struggle, because that's just how Alabama rolls. So that's it for me. Appreciate it. Peace.